Hey everyone, it's Jason with Parallel Reality, back here with you today to continue my series on why woke storytelling doesn't work. And here's a point that I started making in my last video, which is that men are generally incompetent or portrayed as idiots. And this one is that basically, as you can see from the screen cap, that everybody that's white is bad or incompetent, while all people of color are virtuous or good. So this trope here, again, expanding on the second video, is basically like it says. Just you start seeing shows where anybody with one particular skin color, that would be white, is bad or stupid. Okay, which is extremely racist again, and I said this in the last video, is that if you're just saying, it doesn't matter which one, but a group of people of one particular skin color always have to be bad, that is racist, okay? And while there are certainly bad white people, obviously, the list goes on, there's also very, very good white people. Again, the list goes on. And in these tropes, you see that all people of color are virtuous and good. Obviously, there are good and bad people of color, same as any other population of people. It's the same for everybody, okay? But when your storytelling is always just this group of people always has to be good, and this group of people, because of the way they look, always has to be bad, there's something wrong with that, and it just doesn't work, okay? So the example that I've used in the last two videos that I did, my own particular example is just the prince or hero rescues the princess example. Now, typical storytelling trope, of course, the hero, doesn't believe he can do it. During the course of his journey, his abilities get better, he becomes more self-confident, defeats the bad guy, gets the princess, they live happily ever after. So we're going to use the everyone that's white is bad and incompetent and all POC are virtuous or good. So naturally in this story, the prince and the princess, or the hero and the princess, are going to be people of color, fine, and the bad guy is going to be white. Now, what you'd see with the bad guy, though, is that every single person that works for the bad guy is going to be a white person, all of them, okay? And on the hero side, you might have some white people sprinkled in there, okay, but they're probably going to be again, incompetent or have some moral failing that makes people not that trustworthy of them, sort of thing. So they're going to be seen as bad in some way, okay? But like I said, the villain side is going to be free and clear of anybody that might have a very low melanin count, okay? And it's something that is hard to see. It's not something that people are generally looking for. You're just looking at a movie going, hero, he's good. He's going to get the princess, and they'll live happily ever after. And you kind of just go, who cares? But then you kind of take a second and look deeper, and you go, wait a minute here. And actually, an example I just did think of as I was talking about this is that Ryan Kittle, who's a member of Geeks and Gamers, and I highly recommend his channel. He's an excellent YouTuber. Same with the Geeks and Gamers channel. He made a video that went super viral after the Batman came out about a year ago. I think it was February of 22. And he said something to the fact that and I'm totally paraphrasing here, that he said that he noticed when he was watching the movie, and he said this before I actually went and saw the movie, so I couldn't not notice it after the fact, that he said that there were only a couple of good white people in the movie, and that was Batman, and basically, I think it was Alfred or something. Whereas, all of the, there were, everybody that was a person of color in the movie was good. You had Commissioner Gordon, the lady who played the mayor of Gotham City, or who became the mayor of Gotham City in the movie, and even, but all the other white characters in the movie were all, moral failures, if you will, or just outright villains, such as obviously the Riddler and the Penguin, who were in the movie, and Carmine Falcone. And he got a ton of clapback about that. But at the same time, his observation was 100% true. Okay, and people were calling him racist and over it. That's not racist to point that out in any way, shape, or form. He didn't say he had a problem with it being that way. He just said, like, I observed this. And that's part of the woke thing that infiltrates the storytelling, is that when you notice, like, hey, everyone that in this particular film that has a high melanin count is good, and the people that have a low melanin count, except for the hero, who obviously needs to be white, you've seen Batman, and one other character, same thing, everybody, they're, besides them, every other white person is bad or has some sort of moral failing. And again, that's a woke trope that you got to look out for. And that doesn't help in the context of movies or really any kind of medium. Not everybody, and it goes totally against reality. And you hear these people say all the time that, well, these films have to look like the way the world looks today, but then all people of one skin color are bad and all people of not that skin color are good. How does that work? Exactly, because that's not how it is in reality. And if you think it's like that in reality, either you've never met anybody of that particular skin color or you're a racist. Simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, because it's obviously not a true thing either way it goes. Okay, there's plenty of good and bad people with every single type of skin color. Okay, that's the way it's been for the entirety of human civilization. So let's stop doing that. Let's stop making like one of these very subtle tropes that, again, are hard to notice unless you're really looking out for it. Okay, let's stop doing that and just have good and bad people. Make anybody of any color. Doesn't matter. Okay, and we got to stop having people that, if there is a bad person that happens to be a person of color who's a villain, okay, that person wanted to play that character. Fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, and this has just got to go by the wayside. Just make sure that these characters are just what they are to fit the story, and you're not having some other type of, infusion of social justice or woke storytelling into a visual medium, because again, we can all see it. So those are my thoughts for this particular video. So I do thank you for listening again. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.